Prasad, it's great meeting you. Thank you for taking time to chat with us.
Most welcome. It's definitely an honor to be here, and I'm seeing the crowd, the energy here, which is commendable.
I think that's a great word. It's very, very energizing being here at the FinTech Day in Lithuania. And before we start, for those who have not had the pleasure of meeting you, please tell us briefly who you are and what you do.
Okay, I'm Prasad Khambalikar. I work for Oracle, and I work for Oracle's banking business division. I'm based in London, and I manage the Central Eastern Europe particularly for the banking business, while I have the European responsibility. But focus is on Central Eastern Europe because the innovation is there, the growth is there, and all kind of new technologies is always seen on this side of the world.
Right. Okay. Now, tell me a little bit. How is Oracle contributing towards the financial ecosystem, specifically the fintechs and other financial institutions?
Okay. So within Oracle, we as Oracle Financial Services Division, we call ourselves as fintechs. Why? Because our constant churn of innovation is coming with the experience and I would say inputs from our banks which are working across the globe, and there are more than 700 plus banks we are working with. So every new release what we are coming with is absolutely addressing the needs of the market. For example, if you look at payments, now all the new regulations which are coming in is already been embedded into the new version. So that is something always keeps us ahead of the curve. So that's where I would say our positioning is, even though look at the size and scale of Oracle, the division what we represent is very much like an agile fintech division. Okay. Is always on toes addressing customer needs.
Right. Okay. Now, I want to understand in more detail, how does Oracle Financial Suite differentiate itself from other solutions in the market? What's its core value proposition?
Sure. So if you look at the way we have been in the industry, we have been almost more than two decades. And over the period of time, we have evolved with the industry. So today what we offer is a modularized, componentized solution, which is on microservices architecture. Moreover, the offering what we have is a complete SaaS. So from front to back, and because of our Oracle's pedigree into the infrastructure and cloud services, we have been able to offer front to back application to metal, everything on cloud. Yeah. And we are the only one, if you look at in the market of all our competitions, who can offer everything on a single platform. Right. So that is our key differentiator, I would say. Second is because the whole solution is modularized. It is for customers to look at, either plug and play with whatever areas they are looking at. In terms of, if let's say somebody is looking at only payments, they can go with only payments module rather than going for the entire suite of products. Right. Secondly, the way we have layered this whole solution is primarily into three areas. And the topmost is the digital experience. Second is the digital engagement, and the third is the digital core. And this is because we have been following for last 2 years, like hollowing out the core. Mm-hmm. We don't want most of the services part of the core. Everything has to be out because it helps the bankers, the customers to really manage the processes in a particular way, or a better way rather. And because of our APIs, not just for retail side but also on the corporate side, we have been able to increase the marketplace and the fintech ecosystem much better way.
All right, clever. And now, hyper-personalization. It's the term we keep hearing in financial services when it comes to the transformation of the industry. How does Oracle Financial Suite help banks and other financial institutions hyper-personalize the customer experience?
Well, that's a very good question. And if you look at Gartner's report, for last 13 years, our banking suite, or rather our the core product which is called FlexQ, that has been into the Gartner quadrant, in the leaders quadrant, and the reason for it is the parameterization what the product can offer. Yeah. So it can really parameterize to the level, to the nth level of the region specific requirements. Plus, with the new versions, we have come up with an extensibility layer. Yeah. Now that extensibility layer is not touching the core. So for example, if a bank or a financial institute or even a partner wants to do some enhancements, do some personalization for their end customers, they can do it on their own without touching the core. Yeah. And because it is such a user-friendly one, and along with the APIs, it is really helping the banks and the financial institute to personalize it to the best. For example, we have customers as neobanks who have completely managed it like a lifestyle banking for them. Right. So it is as good as, It gives you alerts, and because of the APIs, you can actually connect with the further fintech ecosystem and give that personalized experience. Let's say getting you some rewards, getting you some specific tickets, using your and again, it's all AI and ML enabled.
Yeah.
So it can really personalize depending on your spending habits or the way you are checking into different areas using your cards. So it gives a complete portfolio, and depending on that portfolio, let's say you visited the website for car leasing, it would give you best offers without you trying to go and search. It would give you something very handy for you. So those all features are already embedded into the solution.
Right, okay, and I just briefly want to touch on a quote I read recently in an article that you published at Nordic Fintech magazine. We said that banking eventually will become invisible, ubiquitous, intuitive, and all these projections of what the future of banking services look like. When can we expect to see that?
It is already on the journey. So the journey has started, and if you look at the Gen Z generation, or I would say the generation which our kids are now in, they don't want or they are not very loyal to the bank like we are. They want a bank which is giving them absolute services for their needs.
Yes.
So they won't take a second to flip from one bank to another bank if the service has not been there. So that's where bank has to roll up the sleeves and try to be more like always ready for services. So it has to be that frictionless activity what bank should be doing.
Yeah.
Because we had a traditional way of looking at bank as going for mortgages, going for loans or deposits. But this generation is actually, and I won't blame the generation also, because the generation is born with mobile handsets. If you look at. So they have everything readily available on their fingertips. So same services they're expecting even from the banks. And they want the banks to know them better than anybody else.
Yep.
So that's how the journey has started. It's a time when, if you look at Barclays, they're already on that journey. Look at a lot of neobanks. I don't want to name one or other, but, they are really on that kind of a journey. And recent, if you look at HSBC, they have come up with a Zing bank.
Yeah.
Again, rather than disrupting their big traditional bank, they have come up with one branch out of a digital bank. Now that is the model they are going to use for the Gen Z kids to attract that crowd and generate more customer growth on those areas.
Right. Okay, now, you're a technology company. You develop the technology, you innovate, but how do you customize those requirements to the local markets when it comes to implementing?
Absolutely. And what we do is we have a big ecosystem of partners, and particularly for Baltics region and some of the Central Eastern European countries, we have a long-standing partner which has been with us from, I would say, past 13 plus years,
okay.
Called Facilitation. And with them, we have been working throughout the journey along with the customer, shoulder to shoulder, making sure that all the regulatory needs, the local reporting needs, the specific customization, for example, customization related to Baltics region are being managed by them.
Yeah.
So it gives then for the end customer a complete a solution rather than a product which they have to think and look at it. And these are a set of experts who I would say they know product more than me.
Right.
So these kind of partners are really, I would say, the value assets for us.
Right. Excellent. Well, just to close, tell us briefly what's been your key takeaway from being here at the FinTech Day in Lithuania today.
I would say the day has still not ended, and every session I've been hearing something new I'm learning on the forum. So it is the learning curve is really good in this, I would say.
Indeed.
Definitely next year I'm going to be there again.
For sure. We're looking forward to seeing you here again next year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prasad.
Thanks a lot.